Hello and good Monday evening, everybody. It's just after 7 o'clock. 7:05 is what my clock shows back there, right there. And this is 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. All right. You guys, again, some of you have picked up some pretty decent thunderstorms this afternoon, and we're not done. This is just the beginning. You can look down at the bottom of the screen there with the scrolling forecast. Look at that. Almost every day. Numerous showers and thunderstorms. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. I mean, every single day there's going to be rain. It may not rain all day, every day, but every single day for the next 7 days, all the way through next Monday, a week from today, has rain in the forecast. What does that remind you of? Spring, April. Well, let's hope it doesn't get that bad. But I'm telling you, this pattern, it shook off for what, a week? The first week of summer? And now we're right back into it. And the long range forecast even shows more rain. This has just been the most unusual year so far. We're only 6 months in, I get that. But this has just been the most unusual year for weather that I have ever seen. By the way, if you did not hear this or see this earlier, there's been a whole lot of chatter. Some of it has not been good. Some of it has been very political about the flood in Texas. Did you know that 37 years ago, I think it was 37 years ago. No, let me double check that because I don't want to be wrong about this. Let me see. Okay. 38. I was almost right. 38 years ago, the same thing happened at the same place, the Guadalupe River in Texas. Incredible flooding, and it killed a number of people, not as many as this time. But the same thing happened 38 years ago. Texas, Guadalupe River. So when you start to hear network reporters and all these people that think they know so much, some of them are a lot younger than we are. They get their microphone, they're up there. We're here at the scene. Oh, unprecedented flooding. Never happened before. Oh, wait. Oh, goodness gracious. There are records. Somebody kept records. It has happened before. Don't buy the hooey that is being thrown out there about this tragedy, and please do not buy into the political lean that is being thrown out there by a number of people in this awful, awful, awful tragedy. It has happened before. And guess what? It will probably happen again. It may take another 37, 38 years, but things are like that are going to happen again, just like here. December 11th, 2021, with the tornadoes. Oh, it's not going to happen. But Bowling Green lives in a bubble. Don't you know Bowling Green lives in a bubble? Nothing like that's going to. Uh oh. Uh oh. Uh huh. Yeah. That's why I hate that term. I hate it when anybody says Bowling Green is in a bubble, that kind of thing can happen. Oh, yes, it can, and it did, and it will happen again. It's weather, folks. It's weather. It just. Lord Jesus, help me. Father, forgive me for what I'm thinking. Oh, Lord. Sometimes it's incredulous the way some people just behave in this day and time, and they don't care. They don't care. They don't care what I think. They don't care what I say. They malign anything that goes against their way of thinking. Science. Oh my God, you're going against science? Science is science. How about reality? A lot of science is not based on reality, it's based on theory. How about reality? The records show, just like in a courtroom, let the record show this happened 38 years ago. Same thing, different day. Whew, my goodness. All right, enough of that. I know. I'm sorry. I just keep it just it grinds my gears when I see that kind of stuff or hear it. Hey, look at this. Okay. I know I'm moving on. Okay, settle down. I'm moving on. Here's a here's a look at the Plano cam at 7:12 on this Monday evening, and I see storms approaching. We had one just south of Plano and Bowling Green about an hour ago. Heard some big rumbles of thunder, but it didn't rain a drop, and the sun was still shining. But I'm about to show you on radar that there are thunderstorms approaching in a pretty good area of rain and thunderstorms that are coming this way. So, yeah, we're going to get some of that here. It's on its way. What? Look at the cloud structure, especially that bright cumulonimbus that's on the right hand side, upper right hand side. Look at that thing towering up. Yeah, that's pretty fancy stuff there. But it shows that we've got some very active thunderstorms, and we're probably going to get some of those this evening. Now there was like a low end level one marginal risk for a few possible severe storms, but I've not seen any. None of these have none of these have turned severe. Let me double check just to make sure because I don't want to be. Well, okay, we do have a flood advisory out for Hopkins County because of heavy rain. You could consider that severe, a flood advisory or flash flood warning or anything like that. It's considered severe. But as far as like a severe thunderstorm, that's not happened yet. Okay. Let's go to the numbers for today before we check the radar. A high of 92, 2 degrees above the normal. What do you notice about this? What I notice is that the normal high is now 90. It's been 89 for the longest time. Even through the longest day of the year, the first day of summer, it's been 89. Now it's 90. That's because of the direct sun angle, but it's not going to stay 90 long. As the earth begins to tilt a little more, then that number is going to start to go down as the days continue to get shorter. Our normal high temperature will start to come down. So it's not going to stay at 90 for very long. 75 was our low. No rainfall at the Bowling Green Airport yet. And this is why I say yet. Look at this. Here is the radar in motion here at 7:15 on your Monday evening. And we've got some pretty good thunderstorms going on. Again, I don't see any that are severe, but let's take note of this line that is forming here from Bowling Green up to about Danville. Those, as you see, moving off to the north and east. And some of these are pretty hefty. Let me zoom in on some of these. I'll stop the motion. Look at these right here from south of Munfordville through Horse Cave, Cave City, Park City, north of Glasgow. If you're in Glasgow, you're looking north and seeing the dark sky. Heistville, and then up to Greensburg. Yeah, that's and there's a couple of lightning strikes, but in these red shaded areas, uh, there is where the heavy rain is going on. All these red shaded spots in the reflectivity. That's some really heavy rain going on. Now, here in Bowling Green, we're starting to see, yes, I showed you on the Plano cam, that's moving in. Now, Plano is right here. Okay, that's where I am. So when we saw the Plano cam, we're looking northwest, and that's the dark clouds that you saw on the Plano cam. But look back to the west. Now, we haven't seen this in previous days, but look at all of this. Now, this is coming. Most of this should pretty much hold together, especially this back here toward western Kentucky and the land between the lakes, Dawson Springs, Princeton, Crofton, Cadiz. Here's the land between the lakes right there. Look at all those thunderstorms. Look at all the lightning strikes and very heavy downpours of rain moving toward Clarksville, Tennessee, moving toward Elkton. I mean, these are pretty hefty storms, but there are no warnings as far as severe thunderstorm warnings. I don't see anything popping up, or it would be showing the polygon boxes here if that were the case. But these are putting down some pretty good rain. So get ready this evening, even as you're, lounging around this evening, maybe watching TV or getting ready to go to bed before you get up and go to work tomorrow morning. You're likely to hear some rumbles of thunder and get some very heavy rain. Now, because of the very low severe weather threat, somebody might get a severe thunderstorm warning out of a more intense storm out of this. But these are boundaries really left over from the weekend and from right now. The boundaries are what's kicking up a lot of this activity. And just north of us, there is an actual cold front. And that is helping trigger some of this. This is a nice little boundary that probably came from a gust front, as I explained what those were yesterday. And there are several of these boundaries that are just taking in the moisture, tapping into it, and boom, you get this really heavy rain. So if you're underneath one of those storms, they pour. They pour hard. So just be aware of that this evening, that could happen at your house. Okay. And for the next several days, this is going to be the pattern that we see. All right. That may not be updated. Let me hit the update button. Okay, now this is updated. Kentucky Mesonet data. Where it's raining, like up here, and I showed you Greene County, up north toward Marion County and those areas, it's in the 70s. That's rain-cooled air. But then you get back where the sun has been shining and you get 80s. Then you get where it's rained, upper 70s. Here in Bowling Green, 81 at the Corvette plant, 82 at the Western Ag Expo Center here at 7:20 p.m. on this Monday evening. And where it's raining, all that rain I showed you back west of us, rain-cooled air. Temperatures are in the 70s after being in the low 90s today. What were your high temperatures at your hometown? According to the Kentucky Mesonet, 90, 91, 90. There's an 88 there in Muhlenberg County. 89, 90 here in Bowling Green, 91, 88, 89. You get the idea. How about rainfall? Let's check it. Okay, so half an inch of rain over in Columbia and Adair County. Remember, the rain has to hit the exact sensors before they will read a measurement. Just because you live in Hart County and the Munfordville sensor says 0 doesn't mean you didn't get rain. You probably did. Or somebody there in some part of Hart County got rain today. But you say, well, it's not 0. I got rain. It came an inch, came a flood. Well, but at that particular sensor, which is 6 miles east of Munfordville, there was no rain. So keep that in mind. These are not county-wide totals. These are just sensor totals. And we've picked up rain here in Bowling Green, but look, it missed both sensors. But back toward Morgantown, 0.08 of an inch of rain, over a half inch of rain in Muhlenberg County, there in Greenville, and some around it as well. But that's it so far, even though there probably was rain in a lot of other places, as we've seen on the map. Winds are coming out of the, well, primarily west and light at around 5 miles per hour or less. There's plenty of moisture. The dew points are in the 70s everywhere you look. The muggy air is just sticking to us. Sticky, sticky. Yeah, I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. What about rainfall in the next couple of days? Well, let me update this. Now, here's the updated week-long collective 7-day QPF, quantitative precipitation forecast. We're looking at an inch, inch and a half, or two, almost inch and a half over the coming days. But as we saw yesterday, as we saw over the holiday weekend, and as we're seeing today, there are some locations that can pick up an inch with one storm. I need you to understand this, because it can be misleading when somebody that does weather puts up a map and says, according to the QPF, over the next 7 days, we're looking at an inch of rain total. Not necessarily. When you've got this much amplified moisture that's just sitting here over us and can be tapped into at any time with these collapsing thunderstorms, you can get an inch of rain within a matter of minutes. You could get 2 inches of rain within a matter of minutes, despite what this map shows. So I want you to understand that when you're watching this, I want my audience to know you could get an inch of rain with any storm. Don't be fooled by, oh, it doesn't look like much rain. And then when it comes a little flood, everybody's like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen. Nobody said it. I did. I hear somebody out there laughing. Yeah, you said it. Yeah, but nobody listened. That's the only problem. I'll say it and somebody won't listen. They'll come back and go, oh, did you say that? Yes, I did. All right, here we go. And this is why the atmosphere is loaded up right now. And we could get heavy, heavy rain any place, anytime. Low pressure system along a semi-stalled boundary, quasi-stationary. Actually, it's there's a little bit of movement here. Here's Bowling Green. Here's a little shortwave trough out ahead of it and attached to the low. So that's why we're seeing some of this activity this afternoon. Now, as we get into the early morning hours of Tuesday, here's some fog. Where we pick up the rain today. If you got rained on today, you're most likely to have fog late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Don't be surprised by that. Here's the thing, I never want my 270 weather audience to ever be surprised at what happens. Ever. I want to be able to tell you this could happen. Okay. So when you step outside tomorrow morning and it's foggy and you got rain today, you can say, hey, this makes sense. Damp ground, clear sky overnight, wind settles down, you get fog. It's just the way it works. There's the, again, quasi stationary frontal boundary right along the Ohio River tomorrow, then just barely moving. So that means more scattered showers and thunderstorms. It may not look like much right here, but we're going to get some more. I can tell you that. Look at this. Tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock. Boom. Daytime heating kicks in, hits that available moisture, and there you go. Showers, thunderstorms, heavy rain. Any of those storms could not only contain heavy rain, but also gusty winds and maybe a little hail. It's possible. Lots of lightning, too. That lightning is dangerous. Here we go, 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, 24 hours from now. Scattered showers and storms. Here we go into Wednesday. Look at that front. It just lingers. Ooh, what does that remind you of? I said it a while ago. Spring, April, we all remember, but this is not that. It's the same kind of setup, but we don't have exactly the same kind of setup. This is not sitting here for 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row. This, not yet. I mean, I don't think it's going to, but there is rain every day in the forecast, and some of it will be heavy. Shortwave trough, actually more of a long wave trough that sits over the area Wednesday evening. Here we go into Thursday morning. Look at that front. Just, again, not in a hurry to go anywhere. Steering, there's nothing to steer it out of the way. It just sits there. Friday, more of the same. More rain, more numerous showers and thunderstorms. 7 a.m. Saturday, same thing, different day. Sunday, same thing, different day. It's like a broken record. Here's Monday, a week from today. And look, I'm telling you, this pattern just does not want to go away. We're still stuck in it. We took a week off the first week of summer, and now we're back. We're back. Same thing. All right, so how about the blender? Let's go to that. And yeah, I mean, well, let me hit the update here. Start with Tuesday. There we go. 90 tomorrow, upper 80s next few days because of the higher rain chances Wednesday, Thursday. And then even into the weekend, upper 80s to low 90s into much of next week. Really very little change, and that's because stuff's not moving. It's stalled out. It's just sitting. Those fronts and the high pressure and all of that is just sitting here. And as long as it sits here, we're not going to see a pattern change anytime soon. I know that some of you are like, yeah, this is not bad. At least it keeps us from getting too hot and muggy. But I mean, it's been hot and muggy, but it keeps us from getting into, say, the upper 90s and 100s. As long as it keeps raining like this and this pattern continues, we're not going to see that. Will we see it this before the summer's over? Yeah, well, it's hard to say. But if this pattern continues like this, we may not. We may not. But I can tell you this, as this pattern continues and the stormy weather continues and the lightning and the flash flooding and the heavy rains and the gusty winds and all that, that could mean that you need something to power your home. Oh, you know what I'm going to talk about now. Generac. That's right. Generac generators from R&R Controls, your authorized Generac sales, service, and installation dealer, helping you keep the lights on, helping you not miss a beat in your business. If you own a business and you have a production line, especially, or you've got things to ship out, but when the power's out, what are you going to do? You're going to trust a Generac generator is what you're going to do, and you're going to call R&R Controls to get it done. They'll sell it to you, tell you what kind. They'll look at your property, they'll look at your house, they'll look at your business, and they'll say, for your size business and for your size home, this is the size of generator, however many kilowatts you're going to need to power everything you have. Then they'll say, here's how much it's going to cost. But if you're worried about the cost, we can get financing done for you. So you don't have to pay it all up front. You can get it financed and pay over time. Everything's done that way. Pay over time. And then you get it installed by people that know how to install it and then show you how to use it. How about that? That's what R&R does. And the things they do at R&R, they've been doing it since 1985. So R&R Controls, 270-777-2024. That's 270-777-2024. R&R Controls, never be without. Here's your forecast. 90 for tomorrow, 88 Wednesday, upper 80s next few days. Every single day, chance of rain and thunderstorms. We may hit 90 a time or two in there. I'm not sure what that. You guys see that? I don't know what that's doing. But anyway, something going on with the graphic there. But anyway. All right. There you go. There's your weather for your Monday, July 7th here at 7:33 p.m. Central Daylight Time. If you hear a little more passion in my voice, it's because I have just been inundated. All I had to do was open up social media. All I had to do was look at the news, which I'm surrounded by. And I'm surrounded by two, not one, but two different networks. As you know, at News 40, we have CBS and NBC. And, we can't control what the networks say. The networks are going to say what they want to say. But some of the reporting on the Texas tragedy, unprecedented, never happened. Oh, come on. Check your records, please. Please check your records. The records will show it's happened before. These tragedies happen, and they're going to keep happening. I don't care what you do to try to prevent these things from happening. They will try to go in and say, oh, we need to build this and do that and put a dam here. And you know what? When the ground gets so hard from drought in Texas, it's like concrete. Have you ever been there? I've been there. And when the ground gets that hard in Texas, I mean, it's dirt, but it's like concrete or pavement. The water has nowhere to go. There's a lot of limestone there as well. Like here, we've got a lot of limestone around here. That's why when it rains sometimes, it has nowhere to go. And so the runoff is where we get the flooding. And then the streams become full, the ditches become full, everything becomes full and has nowhere to go. And that's why streets get flooded. That's why roads get flooded. That's why things happen the way they happen. And so what can you do about that? It's the way the earth is. So man can try to think of ways to circumvent that or try to do something to mitigate that threat. but sometimes it's just impossible. And when it comes to hard enough rain, that can happen. And they had a fully staffed National Weather Service office 2 days before it happened. They were there saying heavy rain is coming. The day before, they started putting out flood watches. And the day of, and early that morning, emergency notifications were going out that this was a potentially life threatening catastrophic flood. So when you hear some of these outfits and social media say, oh, they didn't get a warning, they got a lot of warning. But when it's 1 o'clock in the morning, hear me, December 11th, 2021, when it's 1 o'clock in the morning, those tornadoes hit at 1:20 in the morning that December day. How many of you were instantly awakened by a warning, or were fast asleep and didn't know what happened until the next morning when you got up? Same thing happened in Texas. Not everybody's going to hear it. Even if you have outdoor warning sirens, even if you have all the different things that you can have, sometimes these things don't work. They're not foolproof. You can lose electricity before the storm even gets there. Therefore, what happened in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, years ago with all those tornadoes hitting twice in one day. Sometimes the unexplained happens. But you can't go around blaming a political party. You can't go around blaming a president. You can't go around blaming an emergency services coordinator. You can't go around blaming whoever you want to blame, National Weather Service. You just can't. It's nature. Nature happens. I'm going to get a shirt. I'm going to get a shirt that says, nature happens, instead of the other, the other thing happens. That happens too, but nature happens. We act like in this day and time that never happens. Oh, we can prevent them. Maybe you can, but maybe you can't. That's all I'm saying. Oh, Lord, Lord, Lord. Okay, I've said enough. Thank you for watching. As always, God bless you. Thank you for watching and listening to me and putting up with my rants. And it's just my passion coming through. I can't help it. It's been that way for 62 years. So God bless you. Thank you. Have a great night. And I'll see you in the morning live on News 40 Sunrise at 6 a.m.